I'm going to go over the top 10 over-under win total bets for the 2025 college football season. These are 10 teams that I either really like the over or the under for. So I'm not going to say much. Let's just get right into this video. At number 10, I have Georgia over 9.5. Look, I could have went with the over on Texas's 9.5, maybe Alabama or LSU's. But there is no coach in the SEC I trust more than Georgia, and they don't have a super tough schedule like they did last season. While Texas does have a tough schedule, a lot tougher than last season, they could lose 3 games if it doesn't go their way. But nonetheless, I think Georgia's going to be a very well-balanced team. I think Kirby Smart has a chip on his shoulder and a lot to prove. They are breaking in a lot of new starters, especially on the offensive line. They only returned 7 starters. But this is a super talented team. I love what they did in the portal. They add Zachariah Branch and the top receiver from Texas A&M and Noah Thomas. I think they'll have a better receiver core, and I just can't see this Georgia team losing 3 games. I expect 10 wins at the bare minimum and a playoff appearance from Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs. Number 9, I have Michigan State's over 5.5. There was a lot of over/under Big Ten win totals I was thinking about, but a lot of them I just wasn't bold enough to do, and maybe this one is a bit bold, but I do not see this Michigan State team missing a bowl game another year with Jonathan Smith, and they have very good offensive guys returning. I would say they have their best 3 players returning on offense: Hayden Childs at quarterback, Nick Mars, who was one of the most underrated stars heading into next season at wide receiver, and also former All-American tight end Jack Belling. They got young guys on defense coming up and a handful of transfers on both sides. We saw how quickly Jonathan Smith turned around that Oregon State team. Michigan State was not far off of making a bowl game last season. I don't see any reason why they can't take a step forward next season. And I am expecting a step forward for them. I think they get it done and make a bowl game. I'm definitely taking that over 5.5. I love the over 7.5 for Texas A&M. I'm definitely taking that over. I think Texas A&M is going to be a very solid team next season. We know the model with this team. They go 8-4 every year, and that would even cover the spread. I think 8 wins is the bare minimum. There's just too much continuity returning on this team, and they have an easy schedule. I think they have one of the top offensive lines in the country. They're top 7 in the country for return and production. They got their top 2 running backs returning and Marcel Reed at quarterback, who really needs to develop. They have a strong defensive front, and Mike Elko knows how to coach defenses. I think year 2 for Mike Elko could be solid, and this team is a dark horse playoff contender. Watch out for some of those receiver transfers as well. Kevin Concepcion is a former 1,000 all-purpose yard receiver at NC State. He was a true freshman when he did that. They got one of Mississippi State's top playmakers in Mario Craver. I think they'll have an improved receiving core, and I just can't see Texas A&M winning any less than 8 games. I am definitely taking that over. Look, last season I picked Iowa to take a big step back, and that's exactly what happened. And I am not expecting them to be that great next season. I know they bring that quarterback in at Mark Gronowski, but I am taking the under 7.5 for this team. The defense took a step back last season, and they are losing some very good NFL talent in Nick Jackson and Jay Higgins. They also lose a beast at running back in Caleb Johnson, who really helped elevate that offense. They don't have receivers really, and I just don't see Mark Gronowski making a huge impact. We have seen this before with Iowa quarterback transfers. Their head coach is just getting closer to retiring, and I don't think it's his time to win games. I'm expecting Iowa to take a step back. I don't love the team, and I just think the under 7.5 is a pretty easy bet. Can Arizona State get it done without Cam Scotabo? I absolutely think they can. I have the over 8.5 for this team. Who is going to stop them in the Big 12? I don't see that many teams. Maybe Texas Tech, maybe Baylor, maybe Kansas State. But are they really going to take that big of a step back and lose 4 games? I don't think so with the return of production. I don't think it was just a situation to Oklahoma State where they were very inconsistent and had a bad defense. This is an Arizona State team that was very solid defensively, and they are young and returning a lot. Top 5 in the country for return and production. They also got a check mark at quarterback in Sam Levitt, and that makes a huge difference. And they add a 1,000-yard back from Army and Kanye Adu. They have one of the best receivers in the country, a good offensive line. There is no reason this Arizona State team should take a big step back, even with losing Cam Scotabo. People like to act like Cam Scotabo was the whole team last season. Yes, he made a big difference in the playoff game against Texas. But I think they're going to be very solid again, a good all-around team. I am taking the over 8.5 for Arizona State. I am easily taking the under 7.5 for Missouri football. Last season, they had a pretty good roster and they still didn't win a lot of football games. But heading into next season, they lose some of their top offensive talent. They lost two of their top running backs, a quarterback to the NFL and Brady Cook, and their top receivers. That includes Luther Burden. They pick up Bo Perbula, a dual threat quarterback from Penn State that I am not high on at all. I think he could be the worst quarterback in the SEC. I do like Ahmad Hardy at running back. They should have a strong defense. But overall, from top to bottom, I am not expecting this team to win 8 games. I am taking the under 7.5 for Missouri football. I think they missed their time, which was 2 seasons ago when they won double-digit games. I don't see them getting back to that season anytime soon with the head coach Eli Jinkwitz. I have the over 6.5 for Duke. I think this is a very easy one. Duke is a team that upgraded at quarterback in Darian Mensah. They have one of the best secondaries, I'd say not just in the ACC, but in the country. This should be a very solid defense again. Manny Diaz overperformed in year one, and they actually have an easy schedule again. They got some guys out wide receiver, and I just think they're going to be a solid team. I expect them to win 7 or more games. So that is an easy take on the over 6.5 with Darian Mensah, a baller at quarterback. What are they doing placing Georgia Tech's over under this low as 7.5? I am easily taking the over 7.5. I have this team winning 10 football games. They have one of the best duos in the nation at quarterback and running back, with Haynes King and Jamal Haynes both coming back, very experienced. A strong offensive line and a 1,000-yard receiver in Eric Rivers coming in, and one of their top receivers in Malik Rutherford coming back. They have a pretty strong defense, and I think they're going to be tough. They are excellent at controlling the time. They're a tough team at the line of scrimmage, and I think Brent Key is one of the better coaches in the ACC. I think they'll easily hit on the over 7.5. I am taking the over 9.5 for Boise State. Yeah, they do lose Ashton Jeanty, but Sire Gaines is a young running back. He will be on the rise. He's a guy to watch out for. And outside of Ashton Jeanty, they return everybody. They were able to run the ball without Jeanty last season. Their run game was very efficient, even with the backups. They are nearly top of the country in return and production. They have some guys that could go to the NFL, a strong defense. Maddox Matson is back at quarterback. This is still the top group of 5 team to beat, and I think they could be even better next season. There is no reason this team will lose 9 or less games. I am taking the over 9.5. And lastly, I am taking the over 9.5 for Clemson. If it was 10.5, I would probably not take the over because they could lose to LSU and South Carolina and still be a top team in the country. But even if they lose both of those games, I don't see them losing a third. I think this team is complete from top to bottom. The only area of concern I have is the run game. But they should improve with NFL talent at every level. They have one of the top offenses in the country and a Heisman frontrunner in Kay Klubnik. They are 5 deep at wide receiver. This is a very talented squad with a lot of hype. I am easily taking the over 9.5. But anyways, I know this was a short and quick video, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We're just a little over a week away from college football, so definitely leave your over-under win total predictions down in the comments below. But let me remind you guys to like the video and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. And if you guys love college football, then you'll love this channel because we upload a ton of college football content. And we basically cover everything on this channel, so definitely consider subscribing. And also consider checking out my socials down in the descriptions below and also the pinned comment. But that is going to do it, guys, and peace out.